Hey guys, we are going to be looking at Catwalk, and I'm going to be walking you through guitar number 2 for Catwalk by your Kindle. And one thing I want to start with is I want to start with the rhythm, because the rhythm is a little bit awkward in that you don't usually find a piece that alternates between 9/8 and 12/8 every other measure consistently, Sometimes we have little sprinklings of that, but definitely not one after the other throughout pretty much the whole piece. Now, one way that we're going to approach this is through identifying the dotted quarter as the beat. All right, so when you count 1, 2, 3, that's actually 3 dotted quarters, and you can think of it as 3/8 as well, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so if we look at that first measure where it says 9/8, you have on the with the stems facing down your bottom idea, and then you have with the stems facing up your top idea. So think of it as two separate things. All right, so on the bottom you have a dotted half followed by a dotted quarter. So that bottom will be played like this: 1, 2, 3. All right, now the top has the actual quarter rest followed by the eighth. So you're going to be coming in on the last eighth note of the beat, and then 2, 3, because the following ones are just the dotted quarter. So it'd be a 1, 2. All right, so that should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, so when you put them together, you get this 1, 2, 3. All right, so they kind of interplay because you have the bottom light playing this, but on the last eighth note of that first beat, you have this E, and then on the downbeat of beat 2, you have the high A, and then octaves on beat 3. So think of it like 1 and 2, 3. All right, so the next measure, when you go 12/8, you're doing the same exact line, but you're adding in one extra beat, which makes it the 12/8. So remember, 3 eighth notes in that last little beat. So on this next measure, you have the same idea, but you have this. All right, so watch me count it: 1, 2, 3. All right, so 1, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that rhythm is going to be everywhere. In fact, you play it 1, 2, 3, 3 times 2, 6 times the minimum, because there's repeats everywhere. All right, so just practice getting that down. 1, 2, 3. Boom, ba, dum, boom, ba, boom, dum, dum, boom, da, boom, dum, boom, dum, dum. All right, easy peasy. All right, now so you have your mind wrapped around that. Now we're at measure 9. You have this dotted quarter tied to a quarter, and then you're basically coming on the ups throughout that entire section, except for downbeats. Downbeats are there, but you're coming ups. So let's check out 9. So you have boom, 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 boom. You have measure 6/8. So we'll look out for that too, because last measure of that line is just 2 beats. So 1 and 2 and 1, 2. All right, so that was measure 9, 10, 11. So boom, boom, boom. All right, no big deal, no big deal. Rewind this a couple times, like rewind with the tapping, and it'll make sense a little bit. And then when you add it with the fingerings, it'll make sense a whole lot more. All right, so you keep that in your mind. Measure 12, you have the quarter note. All right, now the quarter note is not all the beat. Remember, you have that last little eighth note to make the entire beat. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so those are the first 2 beats. Now the beat 3 is going to be boom, right on it. So see how that last beat is right on because you have a dot. The end of a measure has a dotted quarter. So. So same rhythm 2 times in a row, different notes. And then you go back into the. All right, now looking ahead at measure 16, you have the same idea in which you have the quarter note, but it's not done yet because remember, dotted quarter note gets a beat. So you have. All right, so 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Downbeat on 3, right? Because the dotted quarter is there at the end, which is beat 3. All right, now that rhythm follows through the next couple of measures, and you get this. All right, no big deal. I'm going to play it one more time for measure 16. It would really help if I had a metronome, right? See if you can hear my foot. 1, 2, here we go. All right, easy peasy. And I slide that note at the end. Measure 22. All right, so notice how you have, again, like those the other beats that are primary in the song are that, excuse me, quarter followed by the 8th note at the end. So 1, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. And now you're at measure 24. You have 1, 2, and 3. All right, and you can play those open. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that was the last measure of the first page. Now let's look ahead a little bit. You can rewind that and go through it, I'm sure. Let's take a look. Oh, 2-page piece, not bad. All right, so you have that walk up, and then it just repeats itself a lot. It looks like it repeats itself all the way up to 41. You just have that phrase. E. All the way until measure 42. It kind of reminds me of that song Money by Pink Floyd. Yeah. Okay, so measure 42. Coming back. You remember that rhythm from measure 9. Same idea at 45 or 44, 45, 46. And then measure 47 is actually just a, I guess you'd say kind of like a recap for measure 12 because you have that. G sharp. All right, and then. Ooh, all right, so a little bit of reharmonization there happening at 49:50 with accidentals. All right, no big deal. Just learn the notes. They're the same rhythm as before. Starting at measure 49. Funky with the harmonization, but it'll make sense with the group. All right, now measure 53. You have no big deal. D major chord, G with a or C with a 9. All right. B minor, and then a little G minor chord there, and then at the end rest and 2 and rest. E, G, and A. 1. No big deal. And you hold it because it's a fermata. All right, so I hope that helped. I think there's a lot of good information in there that will help you get through this piece. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be same place, same bad time, all week long. All right, see you guys soon.